Hey folks, rather late start today, but had a good productive meeting for Snake River Manufacturing. We've got secured a place on the East Coast, close to where I live, to bring these trailers east to be able to sell them directly here in Maryland. So good meeting this morning, and I got this afternoon to run up to the creek. Here we go. So some of the recent rain, I'm gonna say 2.5, 3 days ago, really didn't make the creek rise that much at all. But yesterday we started to get I don't want to say a significant rise. It's rising. It's not a big bump. We're probably up a foot from the last trip I did, and it's not a really steep rise. It's I'm gonna say gradual. So I bet you we still have sort of green water. All right, so I've been transporting kayaks in this custom rack for years, and it's pretty widely admired wherever people see it, and it's just not commercially available. One of the things I'm going to be doing with Snake River Manufacturing is bringing products like this to market for folks that use accesses like this one, where you just can't back a trailer into. There's a lot of kayak access that the trailer's only going to take you so far, and there's definitely a need for top of the truck bed transport, which basically functions as a bed extender, is really a useful thing. So that's one of the kind of unique things I'll bring to Snake River Manufacturing, is that experience and understanding of what makes sense in terms of product design, of this style of fishing kayak transportation and deployment. Carried these down separately for a change. Still stings. I broke it one last time. So I'm starting off where I left off with the white jackhammer with the diesel minnow, and then once I find them, 7-inch center jerk shad. We'll see. And that was 2 days ago. Is it gonna continue? Now, we've had that little bit of a rise, which is fun. It gives it a little bit of stain. It was clearing up quite a bit, but it's still green. That was a hit. Okay. What do we do? What do we do when we get whacked on the jackhammer, but they don't fully take it down? The follow-up bait. GoPro, start recording, because this is going to happen. Point that in the right direction. Found you. Know you're there. That did not work. I'll have to figure something out. That would have worked. The way I left it the other day, that would have worked. It was smacking at it. Just maybe it's a crankbait day. All right, first adjustment. Taking this off, replacing it with that. Why? Because they're nipping at it and not taking it down. So you give them something really sticky, 4 points to nip at. Yeah, we're gonna connect. Been throwing the crank a while now. Nothing happening. On a pretty primo looking emerging grass bed eddy. Oh, is that a bump? Surprised I haven't gotten something yet. First cast, swimming. the goat. Goat. It's a little better. You're gonna see the eddy that this one was in. There's some rock up there that someone stuck there. It's probably the most interesting feature I've seen on this shallow, nothing looking section. It's that foam for that man-made, man-placed line of rocks. All right, so that succession of decisions that caught the first one, and it's nothing to brag about, but it's a start, shows the starting point really cranked up, super aggressive, dialed up, and downshift to something that catches them if they're just nipping at it, but still a big profile, big meal, and that didn't work. That probably got the most amount of time. And then this first cast. So it's a downshift, and it's still power fishing because you're moving a bait. You're just not moving it as fast, and it's not quite as big of a profile. It's not as obnoxious and flappy, but you know, your starting point should always be dialed all the way up, even if the conditions tell you, nah, they're not going to do it today. You don't know. You just don't know. You got to try it. You got to go aggressive and then step it down as necessary. Such an amazing little search bait. I know you can do a lot of things with the goat, but you know, swimming it wasn't the first thing I was thinking of. What I was thinking of was, yeah, that's a great jig trailer. And I think it is. But as in jig that you're putting on the bottom, not just swimming it. Whatever. Swimming it's working. There's a man over there mowing his gravel. And there are rocks flying out into the creek. I'm gonna keep moving. Second fish out of that spot. Not a big one, so we're gonna keep moving. A better fish. That last one was the biggest so far, and mostly catching small fish so far, and I think it's the section, but that particular fish, if there's an eddy, so here's the current seam, here's the bank, and the current seam comes in close to the bank. It's that pinch off at the end. That's where he was. That's kind of a less aggressive place for these fish to hang out. When they're really aggressive, you know, they're at the most upstream portion of it. They're not real aggressive right now, so that's why this dialing down to the swim the goat is a good call. Headed over to this side. It's getting shallow and pretty swift on this side. I got deeper water going up through these ledges on this bank. So I have been doing a little bit of the thing that I cautioned against in a recent video, which is to just cast at whatever's in front of you. And it'll start raining again. Going back to that whole, you know, pick your pitch. Like, you need to move to places that you think are higher priorities and skip over ones that are not. So I'm gonna get my rain jacket out and go to the better looking spots. It'd be cool if it just would rain or not rain. I guarantee you in like 20 minutes the sun will come back out and I'll be roasting. Alright, opposite shore is gonna be the outside bend, and yeah, that's where I want to go, not this inside bend. First reasonably deep shoreline pocket I've found, and it's good fish. Predictable. You know, when they don't have to sit on a treadmill on high, they tend to be the larger, smarter, lazier fish. That seems definitely like a bigger fish. Just got to the outside bend, got to some deeper water. To this fish is using the current to its advantage quite a bit. That's a good fish. Alright, we just got our first significant fish. Beginning of the outside bend, really the most downstream portion of the outside bend. That's a 17-incher. Oh, that was a good jump. I'm gonna run you out here. Come on. Keep up. Oh, you're gonna run out in front of me? That's cool. Same Eddie. First one on the white 7-inch center jerk shad. Looks like a good corner pocket. Another one, same spot. I gotta get closer to really let it linger in front of these shoreline pockets, because there's so much wind and current catching that line that just like sweeps the bait out. So this is the best part of the outside bend that I've seen, and it extends way up there, and the lower current extends out. I know that it's all slower water, but I don't see a current seam at all, which means I think there's significant depth, which can spread them out. I mean, it looks great, but it's not like I'm hitting pocket. It's the overall area, and they could be pretty far out. For that reason, I'm putting the swimming goat away, and I'm bringing the crankbait back, just because, I mean, they could be anywhere in this. Alright, I've just fished, I'm going to tell you, most of that outside bend, and got not even a bump on that. I think it's because I'm afraid to get it tucked way up in there. So we're going to go back down. I'm going to do my swimming soft plastic thing, and I'm going to skip it up underneath those overhanging branches. Oh, I decided to throw a spinnerbait before I started with the soft plastic, and that did work. 15. This was the kind of spot I was talking about that I was not going to get the crankbait up into, but slowly swimming a soft plastic through, especially one that's as, did you mess with that? It felt like one messing on it. Yeah, we got more of that to cover. Skipping water. Sometimes they are just tucked way up in that stuff. Oh, it just broke off. Oh man. Muskie maybe? That was too easy, but it was a, oh I hate doing that. Should have reeled down the hook set. I didn't. A hero hook set it. That was a... Oh, what did I do? I don't know. I'm gonna learn to not do that. Stop snap setting. It's garbage. But it's interesting to know that, hey, I just went through a little bit of the entire length of this, that I worked thoroughly with the crankbait, and I got one to bite on a spinnerbait and one on the 7-inch center jerk shad. So that tells you something. If you can hit what looks like promising water 3 times with 3 baits, 3 passes, you're gonna learn a bunch. And I've learned a lot right away. So I'm gonna go back in with the 7-inch center jerk shad once I re-rig one, because I broke it off. That's where that fish I broke off was in. Let's get the way up into there and just slowly glide it out. You know you're getting a good glide when it's not hunting. It's not going side to side. It's not doing this. It's just doing this. And you got to go slow to do it. But yeah, it's where one of them lived anyways. I've had a number of hits. I broke that one off, and then I've had other hits where the 7-inch center jerk shad, they hit it and then quickly drop it. So I'm downsizing. I think they're good fish. I haven't caught any of them to know, but they're doing big fish behavior, which is kind of this cautious testing. And I don't know, just figure out how to go back in and slow it down a little more. Give them a chance to take it and keep it. Swim it out. That was a good move, because look at this monster. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh, good adjustment. I knew that bank was right. I knew this bank was right. I knew the outside bend was gonna produce, and I knew as soon as I broke that one off that like I had to just slow glide. And even after I did the slow glide, I'm just gonna show you this fish. It's 20 inches. So, you know, I went from, I'm gonna let this breathe, crankbait, nothing, to spinnerbait, got that one, but I switched pretty quickly to the 7-inch center jerk shad. Had fish messing with it, didn't get them, and I skipped back in with a 5-inch in shiner. 20, yes. All right, this one is 20 on the money. Like, I had to do the whole closed mouth, sweep the tail, do all the tricks to say, can you not be 19 and 7/8? And yeah, it's a legitimate 20. I like to tell people, oh, you need to zero out. What a lot of times I hear so many people say, oh yeah, got a 5-pounder. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Let me zero this. All right, zeroed out. What's your guess? I want you to make guesses. It's post-spawn 20-incher. Stop. You're fighting me. Right now it's saying 310 and 5/8. 20-incher, 3-pound, 10-ounce, beautiful fish. I for sure am marking the waypoint where I caught this fish, because I tell you, I went through a lot of water that just didn't excite me. Shallow, swift, wide. This is outside bend. It's a little narrower than what I've been through, and this for sure warrants, you know, the pin drop of catching a 20 on this date. Also, I know I've been saying it over the last several videos. We are on the outside bend, and this bank is very steep. All right, let's keep skipping bananas up into the grill cage, see what happens. Oh, yes. All right, on the bank. Yeah, I'm very close to where I got those others. Bite. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, the only reason I got that one out of that brush is because it was small. Well, there's a lot of fish there for sure, in addition to the bigs. How deep can I skip and actually get it out? I'm looping around to hit more of it again. I am going to go back to the place I got the 20 and broke off another. I don't know, like it's worth multiple passes, especially now that I know that they're going to eat the 5 on bottom fairly readily. Like, these aren't like, I don't know, 30-second dead sticks. They're like, skip it in there, it gets to the bottom, you want a number 5 to 15 seconds, and then they eat it. Not more than 15 seconds, which I know to some people sounds like an eternity. To me, it's not. To me, it's like, yep, they saw it, they went over, looked at it, said, yeah, I can take one of those. Oh, snagging is fairly constant. Even with, you know, how this bait is rigged, it gets the wood. So I know I've been advocating, you know, power fish if you can power fish, and I think I can power fish and catch some really nice fish today. But something about big fish and post spawn, like the finesse comes back into play in a big way, and you know, I think I can catch a bunch of, you know, 15, 16, 17, even like maybe 17 and a half, and maybe some 18s by like power fishing, throwing it. Just stay on a jackhammer all day, you'll catch them. And I'm not saying that you will never catch the bigs doing that, but you know, power fish when you can, but recognize when you shouldn't. And you know, I can catch them power fishing. The reason I said I'm gonna downshift, I just had such faith in this outside bend, is it just looked right. There's a reason. Finesse is king with post spawn. That's another really big fish. Oh gosh. Same bank. They're here. They're here, and it was worth, I don't know, I guess it's instinct that I said, no, I need to give that bank several attempts. Oh man, good instinct. Gosh, that's a strong one. Another really great fish. Yeah, recognize when to finesse. I don't have to. I can catch 16s and 17s all day, but if we want to catch these, find them. I will tell you that having faith on the spot was one thing, and giving it several different passes. So, but let's see, we got 18 and a half. Yep, 18 and a half incher. Beautiful fish. Like, he was there, the break-off's there, the 20's there. They're all on this outside bank, post spawn, eating finesse. Picking it up off the bottom. I don't know if I conveyed what I wanted to say, but it's ultimately it's important to know when to stop power fishing and finesse fish, even when power fishing is working. And it comes down to, are you going to get a better grade of fish? If you identify a spot that there's a cluster of bigs, it's worth picking it apart. So, nothing else. And I'm not surprised, and I'm not done with it, but I think I should be done with it for now. I think there's a lot more fish in there, but when you catch some of the bigs and they get freaked out and they go back in there, everything else is freaked out. They're like, man, if that big dude is not happy, something's up. So it probably needs a reset. I'm gonna work my way up to the top of it, even though the center mass of where I was getting them is kind of behind me. And we'll keep exploring upstream, see what else we find. But I think the rest of this bend, outside bend, does look good. This is the best of it, you know, at least from a distance. Maybe I'll pull up on something that looks better as I, you know, get closer. So here's the danger. I just hooked another one close to the other ones. What I was gonna say, GoPro start recording, is once you have success and you've slowed way down, how do you go back to there being the use of search baits, you know, where you're covering ground to find pods of fish? I think I'm still in a good region this whole outside bend, but my point is, at some point, to find another group of good fish, you got to go back to the swimming goat. That's a nice one. You got to go back to the spinnerbait or the jackhammer, whatever it is that gets them to show themselves. Golly, it's a good hook. It's a grip pin hook. Holds them good. But maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe I don't need to kick back into search bait mode. So I can wet this for you, dude. Give you a quick measure. Close that mouth. I think so. You gonna go 17 and a half? Yep, 17 and a quarter. These are beautiful fish. Or do you just decide you're gonna spend all day on one bank just picking it apart? What a great acceleration on this fish. Yep, he wants to be out in the middle of the river. I will be good with that. Come on, run it off, buddy. You already jumped once. I don't need you doing it again. Can you come to the surface so I can put you? Oh, there. Kind of bumped your head. Sorry, dude. Tall one. Tall fish. 17 and a half. crazy thing I've noticed though, once it's in their mouth, you only have a second. Like, I don't know how, even with a scent, their retention time is like very, very short. So you want to be on point. And that's where dead sticking helps. Like if you know that it's sitting still on bottom and you feel a thunk, you're not like, oh, I was moving it, hit a rock. Nope, it's on bottom and something happened. It's a fish. As soon as I think the quality of the bites have subsided and I need to move upstream, another one says, we're still here, we're still here. Good fish are still on this bank, outside bend. I've caught a bunch of fish on this, and it's time to retie, just remove some of that last little bit of the line that I'm sure with those fish, especially those big ones, shaking their head on that, I don't know, what is it, like 60 grit sandpaper inside their jaw. Alright, I'm bringing this back out, and still the outside bend, but the bank kind of changed. Oh, there's a little guy. About the spinnerbait size fish we get today. Alright, I think I'm going to race up all the way to that next outside bend. Alright, I'm going to stop to grab a bite to eat, and I will tell you, that's the outside bend. It's changed. It still has some steepness, and I think there's some spots up there that look exciting, but not as exciting or as steep as where I started. The other thing that was unique about that part of the outside bend is that it was the beginning, and it was the most downstream portion of fairly deep water. Immediately below that, it got wide and super shallow. So it was sort of the terminus of a pool, if you will. Mind you, I've never been on this section. It's not like I knew from prior trips that outside bend and that part of it was going to be good. It's just recognizing, structurally, that steep bank, outside bend, depth, and it just looked right. So all I'm getting on this, I mean, I just caught one on it, but I'm getting a lot of fish that are just smacking the blades, and I'd rather know what they are. I'd rather catch them. Was it a 18 or 19 that smacked the blade, or was it a 14? Don't know. But I'm going to switch back to swimming the goat, because the swimming goat, it's an owner 5318 hook. Really fine wire hook. I think I'm using a 2/0 on this particular one. Goes in them real good. Like, if they smack at it, that relatively fine wire hook it's in them. We've caught them. All right, so I'm a little bit into this outside bend, and that's what we're looking at. I haven't seen what I really like, because this seems relatively shallow. I know there's some good pocket water. I've fished it a bunch, just on the fly, just throwing the goat in there, and just seeing what chases it out or what I catch. I haven't caught anything because it's shallow. I can tell it got wide and shallow. Yes, it's an outside bend. Overall, that's not a steep bank. I mean, right there, that part is, but it goes up onto a river bottom that, I don't know, doesn't fit the bill. So I'm hoping as we get further up here, it looks a little bit better. We'll see. The other thing I don't really care for is that bank is a mud bank, not a rock bank. Yeah, that's what we're catching in the shallow section. So that sort of shows that, you know, it isn't just, hey, find the outside bend and there are your fish. Not all outside bends are created equal, and this one being relatively shallow is, it's not a good one. Unlike the last one that had some depth and steep bank. We're getting into a little bit of steep bank here, but I can still tell by reading the surface where I'm at that it's still fairly shallow, and I don't know, half a cast offshore, and it's, I would guess I'm in, at this level, 3.5, 4 feet, which is relatively shallow. Just a reminder, as much for me as it is for you, you want to hang your flukes, your jerk shads, see if they're spinning. Is it spinning? It was not. Because I've been checking it and unspinning it. And this one's rigged pretty straight. It matters. You know, you get one rigged straight and it's good. You got to re-rig it and it's a little bit off, and then it's like, oh, line twist constant. So I got this scrub island up there, little one, but it made this huge eddy. And it seems like it might be deeper. I'm not really sure, but I'm just, how slow can I move the 7-inch center jerk shad? I feel like I'm tumbling now. How slow can I keep that thing from getting on the bottom is basically all I'm trying to do, is letting it just okay. Alright, I've had 5 or 6 pickups and haven't been able to connect, so you know, it's time to give them the 5 and just let it sit on the bottom. I'm hiding from the rain under this bridge here, but it's cold. Like, it's breezy, it's cold. How is this the beginning of Memorial Day weekend? It's cold. I was just waiting out the rain and this thing latched onto me. Alright. Nice fish, just gobbling up minnows on the current seam. Yep, gotcha. Brute. Can I get you to go 18.5? Nope. 18.25 under the bridge. Beauty. See ya. I'll tell you, if they're there and this is there and it's just sitting there, they're gonna eat it. That fish took it. I mean, I was all but just dangling it in the water. Like, it was on the bottom, but it's like right there, right next to the kayak. Like, waiting out the rain, decided, might as well let this thing get wet. That worked. I'm anxious to pull back out into the sun. Yep, that feels better. I skipped it up in there, the little creek mouth, little rocky creek mouth, and one of them just swirled on it and somehow didn't eat it. Like, swirled violently. Got one on the 7-incher, kind of skipping it up into flooded brush. Alright. Could that have been the one that was hit it right at that creek mouth? Possibly. The outside bend side is changing. I don't really see the rock that I want to on this side, but it does have some steepness, and I think skipping up into some of these pockets might do it if we have a rocky substrate. Oh, God, give me. Okay, the hook set led into the jump, and this fish never got back to the water. You never got back. I'm gonna let you breathe. That poor fish. He jumped right into my lap. You like that jerk shad though? That's absurd. Hi, I love you too. Oh my God. Yeah, you're worth measuring, and then I'm gonna put you back because, like, man, you didn't even give yourself a chance. You're a nice fish too. 18 and a half inch smallmouth jumping in my lap. You're awesome fish. He was up in that shade, and I just skipped it deep into the shade and just slowly brought it out. And the hit was violent, but the drift that I was in was nice and gentle. Like it just said, oh, that's too easy. I'm gonna T-bone that sucker. All right, you're gonna see the wood. I just got this one off of, I don't usually target wood. I'm looking for rock, but I was here and so was he, and that's what happened. I'm gonna pick this area apart a little bit because the way that it's going, if you find one big one, there's usually others in that immediate area, and it's, yeah, I guess it's a steep bank. It's one of those that there's a narrow river bottom, but then it goes straight up. But it's for sure steeper than that bank. Would you like to see an absolute Goliath of a turtle? I think he's dead. Is he alive or dead? No, he's alive. Yep, he's moving. He just flopped in. I interrupted his afternoon siesta. He's like, man, it is cold. Let's get up here and sun ourselves. Alright, I think this bridge is going to be where I turn around. It's nice to, I don't know, have a spot that is marked on the map that I can do the measure distance thing. I will go up as far as the bridge, and then I think I'm turning around, heading back. Yeah, I've definitely slipped into the, hey, I'm gonna fish whatever's in front of me, and have not been catching. And here I talk to the camera, and here's a fish. It's, I don't want to say it's marginal water, but like nothing's really screaming like, oh, slow down and fish this. So I am sort of fishing everything. I think it's also getting late in the day, and I should think about heading back. Might throw the jackhammer, gold jackhammer on, and just, drift, chuck, just be lazy about it. It is lazy to just drift and chuck at whatever's in front of you. It takes energy to concentrate on these finesse presentations. I remember hearing in one of my paddling classes that the amount of energy it takes for you to really concentrate hard on something is about the same calorie use, your brain, as tensing the thigh muscle in one of your legs, like as hard as you can do it. That's what the brain power and the concentration really is a thing, you know. And there can be concentration fatigue for sure. And I've been doing a lot of really pay attention, gliding it out slowly, because they're only going to latch onto it for like a second. That's what they've been doing. They come out and they go, boom, yeah, I'm done with that. That was it. Especially these bigger fish. I see the best habitat in a while, right above the bridge. Latch onto this guy. For sure 17. Maybe bigger. I think he's just using that current to his advantage. Chew! Alright, let's go down. Time to head back to the launch. I'll let you go first, I promise. So the game plan heading back, there'll be some banks that I set up on and Finesse, but I think just for the simplicity of what I'm doing, I'm either going to throw the spinnerbait or the jackhammer. I'm going to start with the spinnerbait. The spinnerbait's fun and low hassle, like when you snag, which right now I have spinnerbait and sent a jerk shad snagged together. You know, throwing a spinnerbait when you're moving downstream and you're going pretty quickly, this is a mess. I have too many rods pointing forward. Spinnerbaits just has a low hassle factor in general. Like, they don't snag, they catch fish, they hit them and they're usually pretty well hooked. So, yeah, we'll just check a spinnerbait all the way back down. Just checking line and see what you find. Okay, this one. That's quite large. Oh. Wow. I came to shore because, yeah, I knew this one would be a good one. Look at the underbite on you, man. You got 19 and a quarter incher on the gold jackhammer. I switched out the spinnerbait. I don't know why. I just said, yep, I think gold jackhammer is gonna do it. 19 and a quarter, racking up a decent total here. But look how skinny. Post spawn, totally done. Been done a while. You're just gonna hang out there next to me? That's cool. All right. Yeah. Chuck and wind. See what you find. Another one, same area. For sure, found a good area. I actually went back up, motored back up, and I'm drifting through another time. So, good fish in this little bank here. Where it's actually we're at 18 and a half. Oh, another big angry fish eating the gold jackhammer. So I motored back up and I drifted through a couple times now. Each time, I'm getting some good bites. I've got a lot of good fish off of this bank. I got the 18 and a half on the way up. I got that 19 and a quarter and some other nice ones here. It's a good bank. It's a concentration. It's something I've marked on Google Maps for. Just remember, this bank is productive. It is an outside bend, but it's not rocky. It's got wood, but it's got depth. coming. 18 and a quarter. Definitely sections of this creek that are, you know, just have groupings of a lot of nice fish, and other areas where it's like plenty of fish, just not as many, not as big. But I did the jackhammer at like the juiciest spot on the way out. The Finesse did nothing, and it's a good fish, moving a lot of water. Yep, not a giant. Good one though. All right, so from here on down, I'm less excited. Like, I just, coming up through here, I didn't see the kind of habitat that I really would get excited about. I wasn't on this bank as much, so I'm gonna go check it out, see if I was wrong. But, you know, I'll catch some fish, but when it's wide and shallow, and I can tell that it's shallow at this level, you know, it's lacking what we had right back up there. But we'll see. Maybe there's some current seams on this side from people putting things in, you know, the water here, like rock patios on people's property. Like I said, we'll catch them on the way down. It's just not primo habitat. I'm gonna zoom out of there. This seems like it. Yeah, that's a big fish. Oh, I was wrong. There is some good habitat, or he wouldn't be in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, good fish. Oh, the jackhammer. Nice fish like this can be anywhere they want, and he wanted to be up in there. Is there a concentration of them? Probably not. So it's 17 and a half. And you know, it was enough of a shoreline eddy caused by someone that put a bunch of riprap right out in front of their property. It's still awfully shallow through here. I'd say it'd be interesting to see this in the summer, but I'm sure that it's super low. Another good one. Respectable 16er maybe. Cool. I'm gonna keep moving though. I definitely have to eat my words. There's good fish all over. There's one. Yep. Another nice one. Another nice smallmouth bass in the creek. 17. Yeah. 17 and 3/4. See ya. Alright, I've overshot the launch back there. There's a bridge here. Gonna hit some bridge piling, log jam eddies, and then zip out of here because the park closes at dark. I got half hour until I'm out, which gives me like, I need 20 minutes to back up and 5 minutes to get back up. I got 5 minutes. All right, let's fish this bridge for 5 minutes, see if we get one or two more quality bites. depth. I should have come down here in the morning. Yup. Oh gosh. Alright, let me swing you in. Come here. Come here. You gotta open your mouth. Get that thing out of it. Alright, I'm still here and didn't stay beyond them closing the gates. I don't know if they actually do. I asked a police officer that was here midday when I got here, and I was like, when do they, like, are y'all strict about when you shut the gate? I have no idea. There's 2 vehicles there with no one in them, so probably not. Well, wrap up for the day. I don't know, it was another section of the creek that I've explored and learned some good sections and some that are maybe not as good. For sure enjoyed, you know, trying different things. The chuck and wind and see what you find works this time of year. It works when the river or the creeks are up. It doesn't always work, and we've had a lot of good flow here recently, and you're always going to catch something when the flow is up and there's some good stain on the water. But even when it is working, sometimes the finesse, if you found a group and you're like, there's good fish in here, sometimes it pays to slow down, pick it apart. That first outside bend that I did good on, I did nothing on the first time through. Caught nothing on the crankbait. And progressively picked it apart until it gave up a 20 and a bunch of other nice fish. So, you know, knowing when to kick into finesse mode is important, and there are times when, you know, power fishing is working, but the finesse is better because it'll get you the bigger fish. That's it. Thanks for watching.